Welcome back, everybody, to the Delta Downlow podcast, where we bring you all the new information around the Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, Delta College community area. I am your host, the video producer of the Delta Collegiate, Austin Gonzalez, and I'm here, as always, with Maddox Salcedo. Hey, Maddox, how's it going today?
It's going all right. My brain's still waking up, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's fair. It's an early Thursday morning, but at least the weather's a lot better compared to the last time we recorded and compared to yesterday. That was a rough
Oh
storm.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, it was so windy.
Yeah, it was my job at my job at a big box store that we had put a halt to all of our curbside orders for the time being, and then once they came back on when the storm was over, they were all just kind of swarming our store like flies. It was wild, like a zombie horde.
Oh yeah.
No shade, just like it was just like crazy to see them all come in. Like they were waiting for our orders to be turned back in, but hey, it just goes to show you the storm that was just that bad yesterday for as it was going on.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's get started. See what's going on with Delta College. So it's still middle of summer as usual. Not a whole lot happening on campus, but on June 12th they will be having a Delta College a registration lab event. So any returning students from for spring who are still signing up for classes that are going to be available at the end of the summer, or signing up for the fall semester that starts in August, you will be welcome to come to this lab at the registrar's office, and I'm sorry, not the registrar's office, in the computer lab at A123 on campus, and there will be people there to help assist you with getting signed up and registered for your classes in the next semesters. So, are you all set up for classes for fall, Maddox? Are you taking any classes for the summer actually?
No, since I'm doing the film track, they don't really offer classes in the summer, so it's mainly just a fall and winter course. But yeah, I will be taking classes in the fall and winter, and then I'll be done.
Yeah, that's understandable. The film, the electronic media track, it's hard to find classes in the summer. A lot of them are really spread out. Some of them, I remember I was trying to find a class. I can't remember what it was, but it told me it wasn't available until like winter 2024, and and when I was looking at it, it was like fall 2022.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be here a while.
Oh yeah.
But it's a good thing for students to go out and get signed up for classes. This registration program will be a benefit for those who are unsure, like what to go for next. Even if you don't have a degree planned out yet, it's a perfect place to go to get set up for your next chapter at Delta. And hey, you might be able to figure things out for what you want to finish your end goal to be. But what classes are you signed up for this fall, Maddox?
I'd have to double check, but I think one is in media, and then another one I believe is a capstone class for film.
Okay, well, what was that last one?
Capstone class.
Capstone class. What's a capstone class?
I think it's basics you need to take to graduate film. It just kind of goes over everything.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, for me, I'm set up for media production 2, which I think that's actually the class I was probably thinking of. I wanted to take it after I finished media 1, but it just wasn't available for me till now, or at least I didn't have the chance to take it till now. But I got that set up for this fall, and I also have Entrepreneur 1, which should be fun. I think it should be interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But it's one of my required classes as well.
Oh yeah.
But is there is there anything about Delta that you want to share with the listeners? Any advice to get them ready for the semester?
Semester, make sure you have all your books, and make sure you scout out like what classes are where, so you're not doing that last minute, and you know exactly where to head to the first day of the new semester.
That's right, especially for parking. Because
Oh yeah.
once you like figure out where your class is, you got to park in the right spot, or else you're gonna find yourself in the wrong wing, taking a long walk that you probably didn't have to take when you could have parked so much more closer.
Yeah.
Students really be sleeping on the entrance over by the God, I don't remember what wing it is, but it's right past the J wing, that corner entrance by the learning center or the testing room. That's what it is. There's not a whole lot of
I'm
people that
not
really
sure where
park
that's
over
at.
there. It's a computer lab kind of in the corner around from the library. It's where
I don't know. I haven't really explored Delta too much, so I don't think I know.
ah man, you got to check it out. There's a lot of neat things there, in the nooks and crannies of Delta. One of my favorite things is the living wall. It's kind of
Oh
neat.
yeah, I've been there. I did a short film over by that wing and got some B-roll shots of that for one of my projects back in winter, or no, that was like late fall of 2022.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of nice places on campus to check out. Like that's one of my favorite places to be. I always like being at Coffee and More and just grabbing a nitro cold brew and then just sitting there taking in the sunshine from the big ass windows they have out there.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's kind of move on to more community news. The Saginaw Spirits they won the 2024 Memorial Cup, which is for the Canadian Hockey League. It's pretty big deal for
Oh yeah.
pretty big deal for Saginaw and shit for I think a medium sized hockey league. I'm not too familiar with the Canadian Hockey League at all. Or anything about this. I was just I'm really much about hockey. I was driving to somewhere downstate, and when I out of Saginaw, and when I was leaving Saginaw, taking the highway, I saw on the Dow Event Center the 2024 Memorial Cup is going to be here. Saginaw's the host, and my sister who works at a hotel was telling me, "Oh yeah, all the hotels in the area, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, they've been booked up for weeks. Like you cannot find a place to stay." And working at the store that I work at, that reflect the business we had reflected that because we had so many people coming in the shop and picking up their orders and our store was balls to the walls, going nuts. It was almost like Black Friday those first couple days when people were there. It wasn't up until the game started at 7 when it started to slow down, but that goes to show how much this thing attracted so many people to the area.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like the Stanley Cup for medium-sized hockey.
And they chose a great place for it. The Dow Event Center is a great venue. I go there whenever whenever there's a concert I want to see, or whenever WWE comes to town. I always hit up the Dow Event Center. It's a very nice and very spacious place, and I really like
Oh
it.
yeah.
And they couldn't have chose a better venue. And the city of Saginaw absolutely has to be flourishing economically with all these people coming in. Not just Saginaw, the Mid Michigan area in general, with all
Oh
these
yeah.
people coming in to all these people, the players, the teams. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
absolutely. So, did you watch any of the games at all? Get check in on any of the games over the past couple weeks, that past week?
I have not, but I've seen some of my friends who went to the event post like the highlights
Hmm.
and post them getting the game winning goal.
I really wasn't expecting us to do well, but they we were up against it was the London Knights, Moose Jaw Warriors, and Drummondville Voltigeurs, and like when it's like three Canadian teams against like the one American team,
Oh yeah.
it felt like it really felt Saginaw was the underdog. At least for us, maybe we're just a little biased because Saginaw and we won and everything, but
Yeah.
Hey, they did it. They outlasted three other teams in the tournament, and not just that, they finished. They did so well in their playoffs to make it. So,
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
and of course, our Delta Collegiate sports guy, our sports journalist Blake Mativa, he was checking out all the action too. Believe he was at the game. I know he was checking out a lot of the scores as he could in between work, and I think he sent us a photo recently too from the game. But yeah, drove a lot of traffic here in the area, and I can't think of I can't think that it did not help. I can't. Sorry, and it very much helped flourish Saginaw's economy very well. I would
Oh
say.
yeah.
But is there anything happened in the community that's caught your eye?
Yeah, so downtown Saginaw, there was these silos that recently got turned to the mural project,
The Merle
and basically
Project.
they paint them up and they make these silos kind of like a public art center and a cultural space. And they had some event where they kind of kicked off the opening of the mural, and there was some live performances there, and there was art and a bunch of activities. So that's just something to make downtown Saginaw a little more interesting instead of having these rusty silos. They're now like pretty much a public art exhibit.
That's awesome. Actually, you said in downtown Saginaw.
I think it'd be downtown Saginaw, yeah, somewhere by the river.
Okay, wow. So just that's really cool. So pretty much anyone can kind of come by, or can anyone come by and work on these, or do they have to be like invited to work on them?
I'm not 100% sure on that, uh, but it looks like I'm seeing public space. I'm not sure the qualifications of like actually doing art on the silos or whatnot, but I'm sure at the very least you can come swing by and check it out.
That'd be awesome. I would very much like to see that. It's great for it's really great have Saginaw open up more public art to the community for something to have community members kind of gather and kind of create and
Oh yeah.
make something of their own. I can't think of any parks in Saginaw where I've seen a lot of public art like that. Then again, I live in Bay City, so I'm not to Saginaw parks very often. I go to like I've been to the park by by Walmart in Saginaw on Bay Road,
Oh yeah.
the Cardinal Square Park, whatever. I'm not sure what it's called, and I've been to Hathco Park, and that's a really nice park, Hathco Park.
Oh yeah, my for my senior year, we did a field trip over there. But
Nice.
yeah, Saginaw really doesn't have stuff like that. It's nice to see that like downtown, I've lived in Saginaw for my whole life. Like during the early 2000s, like it was kind of run down and wasn't the best area to be in,
Mm-hmm.
but like you could really see that change because now they're building Saginaw United, I think, which is a new school. They have the downtown campus for Saginaw, and they're doing the art mural, and it's really becoming its own thing, and it's nice to see that it's not run down anymore. It's a nice area to be, and we'll see how Saginaw evolves over time.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I remember as a kid, I just remember as a kid, whenever we would go to events at the Dow, uh, my dad would always tell me like, you got to be careful because like downtown's not that great of a place to be at in Saginaw. And then as like seeing over years, I've noticed like more and more people are starting to like walk up and down the streets, and there are starting to be lots more businesses that are blooming in the area, a lot more events. Like I know there's a park over there. I almost forgot about this little park. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's by it's not too, it's like a round the corner from the Dow Event Center, in between two buildings, I think. And they always do little tribute band concerts over there, and I went and saw like a Beatles tribute concert over there once, and it's become a lot more lively. It really has.
Oh yeah.
And it's great to see. It's really great to see that what Saginaw has really turned itself around to.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, especially like when I've lived here my whole life. Like I said, like you can really see the difference Saginaw is making within the past decade.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into some worldwide news. Let's see what's going on in the world of the world. Like, the former United States president has been found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records
Oh
to
yeah.
yeah conceal hush money payment to an adult film star, aka Stormy Daniels. And yeah, now I believe the state of New York is looking to revoke his gun license as well. So it's just kind of bad news after bad news coming out for the former president of the United States.
Oh yeah.
It's it's really an unprecedented time to be in, because we have never been the United States has never been in a period where a president has ever been found guilty on charges like these, or has been found guilty at all for anything like this. Like, you think about like some of the worst things past presidents have done. Like, think of Jackson and the Trail of Tears. I mean, you know, they would never have charged him for that, of course. But like, it's no president has ever been charged for anything in the history of the United States. And now
Oh
now
yeah.
here we are. I mean, he's not president anymore. He's not the sitting president, but he has a strong enough conviction and following to where he will possibly absolutely get the Republican nomination in the fall.
Yeah, my politics teacher, what was it? I had a politics class, um, and this was kind of like when Trump was getting like the accusations were kind of coming out and like going to court was kind of talked about.
Hmm.
But yeah, he was saying like we could very well have a situation where we have a presidency where the president of the United States is in prison, and that would just be insane. Like I do not know how that's going to pan out for this upcoming election.
I'm not, if that were the case, if he were to be elected and be sent to prison, I am genuinely unsure how the country will function. I think if anything, it just might fast track it to the Supreme Court or something. Maybe pushing along the vice president to take the seat instead.
Yeah.
But again, who knows? Really, there's no telling what's gonna happen. No one knows what the no one knows what's gonna happen next to Donald Trump. We know he's been the verdict. The verdict is, he's guilty, but no one knows what the punishment for the crime will be. Will he serve jail time? Will he pay a fine? What's gonna happen? And the fact that it was 34 counts, I think that was every person on stand.
Jeez,
If I'm not correct, if I'm like,
that is
correct me if I'm
crazy.
wrong in the comments, someone please. I could absolutely be wrong. But I believe it was like everyone on stand counted him guilty for all 34 counts. Not divisive at all. And it's funny, and I hope this doesn't give away where I where I work. It might. In the parking lot of where I work, in the corner of the parking lot, it's a big parking lot. He's caused no problems, so I have no issue with it. But this guy's been living in an RV in our parking lot ever since the verdict came out, and he just has on one side of his window of his RV Trump 2024, and on the other side he has another 2024 poster or flag and a sign that says something about if you support or if you disagree, I still believe in him. Excuse me, got a burp. If I still believe in him, call my number at blank 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 blank, and I'm like, all right, you do you, but he's just been living there.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe he
So,
lost the bet or something. Maybe he was living with the roommate and he was saying Trump was going to be found not guilty.
and you got to live in you got to live in the big box store parking lot for 8 days.
Oh, yeah.
It's just interesting place to put your RV. I mean, it gets people's attention. That there are people that drive by and honk at it. I saw I think 2 yesterday. But that's just but he does have his diehard fan base that
Oh, yeah.
is the strongest reason why he will. I absolutely believe he will get that Republican nomination. Right. So, is there anything happening in the world that's caught your attention, Maddox?
This happened like a week and a half ago, but Bring Me the Horizon dropped a new album.
Oh, fuck yeah, really?
And yeah, Bring Me the Horizon is kind of like the new kid on the block when it comes to rock and metal. They've definitely set the stage for all these other big upcoming metal and rock bands such as Bad Omens, Spirit Box, Sleep Token. Um, I want to say they might even be the Metallica of my generation, just because how influential they've been since their album in 2013, Sempiternal. And even metalcore bands today are still trying to chase that sound.
Damn.
And for each album, it seems like they're constantly reinventing themselves and creating a whole new sound. And for this album, called Next Gen, this album it's a lot of different things in one. Um, so obviously it's going to be rock and metal, but it has elements of hyper pop, early new metal, and overall just very electronic. Very cool. It's very very different from anything I've heard.
What was that first one you named? Bubblegum pop?
Oh, hyper pop.
Hyper pop. What's hyper pop?
It's it's crazy. Let me find a definition so I don't confuse anybody. So hyperpop is an exaggerated rural approach to pop music. So think of like early 2000s pop, but like auto tune and reverb cranked up to 10.
Okay, all right.
It's yeah,
I see what you mean. Like just cranking up Christina Aguilera to like 12 or something, and Backstreet
yeah,
Boys vibe to like 12. All right, I can get
very
behind that.
electronic. Some artists, some big artists, pop are breaking some 100 gex.
100
So you
gex.
might have heard some of those.
I think I've heard 100 gex.
Yeah,
I think I always thought people were saying that as like a meme because it just sounded like a meme name.
yeah. I
But
mean, their early stuff like received well at all.
for Bring Me the Horizon or 100
Really,
gex?
all 100 gex.
Now, Bring Me
But
the
yeah,
Horizon, man, they've been around since I've been out of high school.
yeah, during like the MySpace era,
God,
their first kind of album was 2006, I think.
the
And they're
MySpace
still
era.
they're still strong. They're still headlining festivals. They're still touring. They're still like one of the few metal bands that are in like the top 500, I believe, for Spotify. Like
Oh
top
yeah,
500 artists in general.
oh yeah, that makes sense. I still hear their music on the very often on the radio. If I'm still on if I'm on like local rock station, I will more often than not always hear Bring Me the Horizon come on
Oh yeah.
when I'm listening, and I'm always happy to hear them. I don't listen to them a whole lot, so I don't know their library of music very very well. I can name probably I know I've heard more than one song I know I've heard a few of their songs, but the only one I can really name off the top of my head is Happy Song.
Oh yeah, that is the one that gets probably the most radio play.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. It's a good fight song for
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's just a good song. It's a good hype song. I think I first heard it. I think the WWE used it in a promo package back in 2016, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking metal as fuck. I'm down. And yeah, I think that's like the only song added to my playlist that I have on there consistently. That's from Bring Me to the Horizon. And also, what a
Yeah,
fucking
they
cool band
have some
name.
bangers. Oh yeah, and also their imagery. They reinvent themselves with the way they kind of have their whole aesthetic. Yeah, their new album is great. If you're a fan of Deftones, I guess like early 2000s pop, they even have a feature of Under Oath on there.
Nice.
Like it's very great. It's worth the listen. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but if you're into metal and rock and want to listen to something that has a little bit more flair, a little bit different, then that's the album, Post Human Next Gen.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Maddox. Is there anything else you would like to share with us today?
Uh, Stay in school.
Absolutely. Stay in school, read the paper. I think that's
Yep.
about all that we have today here on the Delta Downlow. I'd just like to thank everybody for listening once again, and to tune in next time. If you'd like to learn and read any more information about what we talked about today, check out your local news sources, because we're not working for the summer. We will write all our
Yeah.
we will write all our articles and our new video content when we return. But hey, it might see a little special hidden gems throughout the summer. Be on the lookout for the new incoming Madam Web video. Madam Web review should be up by next week, hopefully. As always, I'm your host, Austin, here with...
Maddox Salcedo.
Hell yeah. And we will be back next time. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.